Hello everyone, Gina here. I hope your day is going fabulous. Thanks for joining me for Try It Out Tuesday. Today we're going to create a coffee friendship card and we're using a stamp set from Gina K Designs. This is called Coffee Therapy. It's a smaller set, but there's lots in it. There are 6 coffee cups, all different shapes and styles, and then there's 3 different steam swirls, and then there's 2 sentiments. One of them says happiness is a good cup of coffee shared with a friend, and then the other one says coffee with you is the best kind of therapy. So a really fun, playful stamp set. I'm going to go ahead and start off by stamping with my ink pads. The ones that I use are from Concord and 9th. This here is Honeysuckle. It's a real pretty pink. I thought we would mix black and whites today with some very bright colors. So I'm just cleaning off my stamp because we're going to end up stamping a few extra cups. Like I said, there are 6 cups in here, but I wanted to create a row of them, so it's better to have more than less. My next color is a real pretty light blue. It's called Aqua Sky. Next color we're going to bring in is, I think we're going to bring in a Sprout, a real pretty bright green. And then we're going to bring in a Buttercup. And then I changed my mind because I wanted to use the wheat for this coffee cup. I want to kind of spread out the shapes a little bit, and the wheat is a little bit toned down, so I just wanted to make sure that I had a different style of cup that I can mix with the brighter, bigger cups. Okay, now we're going to bring in our Buttercup ink. Buttercup, we're going to ink up our coffee cup here, stamp that. And then for our last coffee cup, I'm going to just repeat the color. So I'll stamp the next one with Honeysuckle. And then we'll just basically stamp a few more. I'm stamping on Nina Classic Crest Solar White cardstock. Because it's the thinner weight, I can fussy cut it easily. And you know what? I'm not even sure if there are coordinating dies with this set. If I remember, I'll try and link it down below if you guys want the coordinating dies. But everything is all fussy cut, super easy to do. The inside of the handles, I just left solid. I didn't bother fussy cutting that out because they were so small. But I added foam adhesive, so they're ready to go. For my background, I'm bringing in a 6x6 background stamp from Simon Says Stamp. I've used this before. Love this stamp, but I think they discontinued it, guys. Basically, it's got alphabets on there, but there are similar background stamps like this that have friendship sayings, just a block print. If I can find a substitute, I'll list one down below, but I don't think they're carrying this one anymore. It's called Tiny Alphabet Background. But I'm bringing in some white cardstock in my VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and we're going to create a black and white background with the stamp. Just inking it up really good. And I did remove my mouse pad for this, just pressing down to get it a really good impression. And I have a few areas in the corner I'm going to press down on. And I think that's going to work out great. Now, another alternative, guys, is using pattern paper. Go through your pattern paper stash and see if you can find a print. I think that would look just as nice. Okay, I'm going to bring in my double stitched rectangle dies. I'm going to use the largest one in my set and die cut out a panel. This is going to give me a little bit of stitch detail around the edges, and I like that. Once my panel's cut out, we are going to stamp our sentiment. Now there's 2 sentiments in the stamp set. One of them says happiness is a good cup of coffee shared with a friend, and then the other one says coffee with you is the best kind of therapy. And I'm going to use the latter of the 2. I'm bringing in some white cardstock. I just pulled something from my scrap stash. I'm going to stamp it using my Misty because I wanted to color the word coffee with that wheat ink. The wheat ink is almost like a craft color, so I'm just masking off with my Post-it note tape the bottom half of my sentiment. I'll ink up the coffee, remove my tape, and then I can stamp this. And then I can do the opposite. Grab another piece of Post-it note tape. It's actually called electric tape. Love this stuff. I'm going to cover the coffee now and then ink up the rest of my sentiment with VersaFine Onyx Black ink and stamp that. That way our sentiment is two-toned. I like that when there is a scripty part of a sentiment and then block letters below it. I just think it looks really nice. Okay, once my sentiment stamped, I'm going to bring in my circle dies. I'm going to cut out, I'm going to need two. One for the sentiment and then one slightly larger for my panel. I love doing this on cards, and I think you guys should try it out because I think the way it looks in real life is really neat. I'm just going to tape down my sentiment, run this through my die cutting machine, and then I'll die cut out a window that's offset on my background panel. I actually, when I die cut out, I should have let my panel with my my print on it dry before I ran it through, because it coated my die cutting plate. So when I die cut out my sentiment, there's a very faint background stamp on there. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to go ahead and kind of position my circle where I want it, tape it down, and then run this through my die cutting machine. So I have a window, a half window, a little more than half, on my panel. Okay, so this way my sentiment will fit right inside there, leaving a circle behind it. I like doing this especially when you pop it up because it just adds a little extra dimension. I wanted to bring a little bit of different black and white to my panel, so I'm bringing in a 1-inch strip of some diagonal striped black and white cardstock. This is actually a paper pad from MFT. All that's in the paper pad are black and white stripes, vertical black and white stripes, and then there is diagonal. I use it, haven't used it in a while, but I do use it quite a bit. Okay, I popped this panel up with foam adhesive. We're going to adhere it to an A2 size note card. Just making sure it's centered because we have a border around it. And then I'll flip over my sentiment. We'll add some foam squares behind it and place that on the inside of our circle. Now the seam from our stamped background to our pattern paper, I'm going to cover with coffee cups. And I'm going to kind of arrange them wonky over the seam. We're going to start off with a larger cup, place it on the end just so it's overhanging on the panel a little bit, and then we're going to follow in with our bright colors here. Kind of mix matching the sizes and the shapes. Kind of doing a little tucking too. Once I'm happy with the placement, I have one blue cup left over, but I think it's too big for this corner, but I really want a little blue in that corner. So we're gonna do a little garbage digging. I'm gonna grab one of the coffee cups. I'm gonna grab my little trash bin and get the scratch paper that I used to stamp the coffee cups on, and then I'm gonna stamp with my blue ink, my aqua sky, this coffee mug, and then I'm gonna real quick fussy cut this out, and then I can fill in that area with the blue. I think that the smaller cup is going to work a lot better than the larger one. I'll just add a foam square behind it and tuck this under that pink cup, and we have a full background. I don't know what it is about the bright colors with the black and white stripes. I just love this. I think a while, maybe in 2018, 2019, Hero Arts came out with a kit that was coffee themed, and I used black and white and bright colors, and I love the way that turned out. Now I wanted to add a little detail to my coffee mugs with my black pen, so I'm just dotting the flowers on one and adding dots to the inside of the circles on another. And then I thought about using some Doodlebug sprinkles, but changed my mind. I think if I added the colored sprinkles, I think it would maybe turn it from a playful adult card to more of a kiddish card. Maybe. That could just be me, but I'm going to try some sequins instead. These coffee cups actually have little loopies on there. I'm just using my black pen to go around the loopies, and just putting them back in their home, basically. So I'm going to grab some white sequins. Those sequins that I'm using, I think, I've had in my stash for a while. I think these are actually from Kennedy Grace. They're white, and I have two different sizes on here. I'm just going to add a few, and then adhere them with some glue. I wanted to put more, just couldn't find a home for more. But that's my card for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Hope this gives you some ideas on how to use your coffee stamps. But I thank you so much for joining me. If you guys want to see still shots, go ahead and visit my blog. I take 3 different size pictures over there, and sometimes it's easier to see with those. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me, guys. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.